Why do we fall in love with actors? What is this voodoo that they do so well? Well, besides being conventionally attractive, make us fall in love with them by using two things. And it is the same 1-2 punch that will make you magnetic to your YouTube audience. In this video, I will show you what is this magical thing number one and how you can start applying this thing to your content today. And what is this thing two and how you can start applying it to your content. I know what you're thinking. Come on, Jamila. I'm no Timothée Chalamet. I'm no Kate Blanchett. I don't know why they're French. I cannot be as magnetic as them. Yeah, you can. I'll prove it to you by the end of this video. I remember the exact moment I fell in love with Johnny Depp. And that moment and that feeling is now part of my life forever.
I can't.
There. Before you say, Johnny Depp is such a pretty boy, of course. If Johnny Depp walked in the door, I wouldn't notice him. What I fell in love with in that moment was his vulnerability. That's what we're all looking for. The real person, stripped of pretense, in an unguarded moment when we can see them raw. That's where magic is. That's what forges connection. Here it is again.
I feel extraordinarily happy.
Here it is again.
No.
Now, what does this all have to do with you, the content creator? Well, every YouTube guru will tell you that you have to have 1,000 true fans. You have to forge a strong connection with your audience. That's where the success lies. Building a community of people who are so bonded to you that they will watch your every video and they will buy your every product if that's what you're doing later on. Okay, Jamila, do you want me to laugh and cry on video? I think we all understand it. I don't want you to cry on video. I mean, laugh, sure. What I'm trying to say is the way to form a stronger bond with your audience is to show them your authentic self by being vulnerable. How? Two things. So we're still talking about thing one, which is vulnerability. And thing one has two branches. One of them is, you're probably familiar with vidIQ and their YouTube channel. I am just like anybody else. I'm so annoyed by the spam that I get from these guys. But there was a video that recently Rob put out where he was so authentic and raw and honest that he won me over. I wrote him a comment and he answered my comment, which was another surprise. I saw the real person on screen. And I tried out their product, finally. After all that spam that I was so annoyed by, and I wasn't convinced of the value of it. Of course, I'm no dummy. I didn't just do it based on feelings. I saw that they have added some functionality that finds outlier videos. I decided to try it out. I signed up for a free trial. That's the power of being real. I saw the real person and I signed up for the product that he's selling. Call me a sap, but that's the way it works. I will only buy something from someone whom I trust. We're still talking about thing one, which is vulnerability, and thing one has two branches. One of them is you admit your mistakes and your struggles. So don't be afraid to show your struggles, to show your mistakes, to show what you're going through, to show your process. That's how your audience is going to bond with you. And the other one is you learn to be relaxed and comfortable on camera, so your true self can shine through. When it comes to being comfortable on camera, that you can completely master. I am 100% sure that you can. If you don't believe me, write to me in the comments, but I'll prove it to you, dude. I have a whole video with a whole free beginner tutorial on how to become comfortable on camera using actors, tools, and tricks. One of the cool tricks in that video is you silence your inner critic. If you are starting to tell yourself, ugh, you're so stiff, you tell yourself, it is not my job to be smooth and relaxed on camera. I'm here to be myself and have fun. So the inner critic shuts up and you are free to just do whatever. You're free to practice on camera, and then by practicing, you become better and better and smoother and more comfortable on camera. It's a cool trick. Okay, vulnerability is thing one. What is thing two that the actors use to make us fall in love with them? The moment where Edward tells Winona, I can't. God, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. The moment where he tells Winona, I can't, comes towards the end of the film When we know their story, we know the context, we are invested in these characters. So thing 2 is storytelling. Tell stories. The moment I start telling you a story, your brain chemistry changes. It's a proven fact. Our ancient brains are wired to connect through storytelling. You can teach people, you can inspire people, you can have a whole spiel in front of people, but the one thing that they will remember for sure is the story that you told. So whether you are an educational and an entertainment channel, storytelling is just smart communication. Okay, Jamila, I'm not a screenwriter, I'm not a director. How do I do this thing in my content? What I personally try to use is Ed Lawrence's from Creator Booth method of writing a script. After the hook, which is frequently a story, you introduce every point afterwards with a story. I don't always use this method. Sometimes, square peg in a round hole. We're all creative people. We're going to try different things. But I always try to remember, how can I tell this with a story? Remember how I introduced thing 1? I remember the exact moment I fell in love with Johnny Depp. If you think I can't come up with any story, I don't have that many stories to tell, start collecting the stories. There's a TED Talk by Matthew Dix, who wrote a book called Storyworthy. He does this thing called homework for life, where basically every day before going to bed, he spends 5 minutes every single day to write down a couple of words to remind himself later of any kind of story that happened that day. And after a while, sometimes these things are mundane and not really notable to you at the time, but it sort of gives you this practice that after a while makes you see stories everywhere. And then at the end of like a month, you're gonna have 31 stories, right? Unless it's February. You're gonna start seeing stories. You're gonna start developing this muscle of telling and having a story for any occasion, imparting your points on people through storytelling. Now, remember how I said that I will prove to you that you can be just as magnetic as these usually gorgeous actors? Here's a hill I will die on. Anyone can be an actor, just like anyone can be a YouTuber. Just because you're human, you qualify. And another qualification is you have to really want it, which you do. So congratulations, you're going to be really successful at this thing that you want. How? 3 things. 1, actually post videos. Be in that 0.1% of people who actually post videos for any length of time. Just do it. And watch your confidence soar and watch yourself find a joy in this thing that you've decided to do with your life. Number 2, tell stories. If you want another video, let me know. I'll try to make another video with actionable steps on how to tell stories in your content. Number 3, learn to be yourself on camera. Learn to be comfortable on camera. You can watch the free tutorial that I posted with simple tricks that actors use to free themselves, to let their authentic self come through and forge that strong connection with your audience and watch people fall in love with you. Do that voodoo that you do so well. See you later.